I'm Prince Thunderflare, Brony Analysis Extraordinaire, and I really have something I have to get off my chest. There have been some reviewers, you know who you are, that have spouted all sorts of negative nonsense since Season 3. This was actually the reason I entered the analysis community when I did, but my first few videos were complete garbage. It's high time I reflected my thoughts properly. I'll start at the beginning.
Yeah. And when you come to the end... Now!
I'm going to tell you something you don't know. Not everyone liked Twilight Sparkle becoming an Alicorn princess. Some had reasonable concerns, like how did this happen? What does this mean about Twilight's power level? What would she be doing as a princess? But then there were complaints that were poor. They complained that Twilight's royal title would get in the way of her friendship with the rest of the Main Six. It didn't matter that Twilight gave a big speech about how she wouldn't be where she is without her friends. It didn't matter that the theme of the freaking show is that nothing is more powerful than friendship. Logic just got thrown out the window there, didn't it? But if you want to know what made me absolutely livid about this, well, start off by listening to this quote from the Entertainment Weekly interview of Megan McCarthy.
What we didn't want to do was change who she is as a character, because she's certainly someone that everyone's proud to know and love. I don't think becoming a princess really changed her. I think it's going to introduce some new changes for her. It's about being a good pony who shares the gifts that they have been given with others. Every little girl wants to be a princess, and not everybody can get to be a princess, but you can live up to the ideals that should come along with being a princess.
And what did the fans that hated Season 3 do? Took the "every little girl wants to be a princess" line completely out of context to paint her as a sexist moron. That's right, Megan McCarthy took the time to answer some of their questions, and they responded by slandering her. It was at this point that I knew they were going to hate Season 4. Not because of the content of the season, but because they unilaterally decided that Megan McCarthy was the worst and Season 4 would be garbage. And when Season 4 began, surprise, surprise, they hated it. And were their criticisms valid? Well, what do you think? They complained that Twilight Sparkle wasn't doing princess stuff. You know, exactly what they didn't want. What kind of sense does that make? It didn't matter that Twilight was made a princess because she earned it and not out of necessity. It didn't matter that Cadence was a princess for years and did nothing but full sat. I still don't get that. At this point, logic must have hit the bushes on the ground floor. I could go over every single stupid complaint they have about every single episode of Seasons 3 and 4, but that would take hours and my sanity has its limits. I just have one thing to ask them. One thing. Why are you guys still watching this show? I can understand coming back even if you didn't like Season 3. It was only one season and it was 13 episodes long. You might have thought that was just a fluke. But now you guys hate 2 whole seasons, totaling 39 episodes. The only reason that would make any sense for you to still want to watch the show after that is that you enjoy ripping on it. And that's disturbing. It reflects very poorly on yourselves and the fandom as a whole, and it really needs to stop. If you guys don't enjoy the show anymore, fine. Just stop watching. We won't hold it against you.
Oh, you just want everybody, every pony, to like every episode of the show and there not be any difference of opinion.
How could I possibly want that? I didn't like Maud Pie. I gave Philly Vanilli a negative review. Philly freaking Vanilli. How, by the love of Mother Galaxia, could you think that I expect everyone else to like every single episode?
Well, you're just a very shoe who hates other opinions and wait, what are you doing? Help me!
Thank you, Lieutenant Sentry. That'll be all. How did they even get in the Breezy Grotto? Now, what was it that brought this on? Well, the Season 5 animatic that was shown at Comic-Con was the main factor. I have some things to say about that as well, so...
Spoiler alert!
I'm calling it right now. they're going to hate Season 5. Why? Because the first episode of the season has the characters asking the same questions we have regarding Rainbow Power and Twilight's Castle. So those questions are probably going to end up answered. And of course their complaints are going to be something stupid like all the mystery of the Rainbow Power and the Tree of Harmony is gone or something. And on a side note, since it takes 8 months to make an average animated episode, I can tell this episode was written before Twilight's Kingdom even aired. It's almost like Megan McCarthy is brilliant or something.